what's up, y'all? It's your girl Pink Lee, host of the Ranting Raving Podcast, and today I have a very special guest with me.
What's up, man? It's your boy PRIMETIMEXPRIMO, aka Big Money P, aka the Heartbreak Superstar himself.
Hey.
Happy to be here, man.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Let them know a little bit about what you do, just for those who aren't familiar with you.
I am a recording artist, songwriter, actor, model, mechanic. So I wear a couple different hats. You feel me?
That's what's up. So you can do a little bit of everything. So he like, I could feature in the video. I can get you the car for the video. I could do a little bit of everything. Yeah. So that's what's up. Thank you for coming on the pod. We have a great show for you today, and you guys tapped in. You already know we got to give a special shout out to our drinks, our sponsor of the show, Pink Drinks. Pink Drinks, get your Pink Drinks. We got the tequila red here, the Code Green Knockout here, and the Toxic Tea was so good. I just had to sip into it before we got started, but you guys already know they are available 24/7. Anytime you need them, just hit me up and we can get them to you. Uber connect you. We can come pick them up, and just make sure you hit those DMs, okay? Or hit the order forms at PINKKDRINKKS. Make sure you guys are also subscribed to Stereotype Radio on YouTube, so you can see all these episodes and all the clips and everything in real time as soon as we upload. Get that notification, all right? So we're about to get started, but before we do, as you know, we always go back in time and tap into words of wisdom. Words of wisdom, we're on episode 92. We're on a small break until November, so you guys keep tapping in, but we're going back in time, and we're at episode 17. So episode 17, words of wisdom, was invest in yourself. So in the episode, I really just was talking about investing in yourself, and I really focused on not so much the financial aspect. I was talking about more of the time and like investing knowledge into yourself, like knowing what you like. If you have a brand and you know that you maybe not know everything about what your field is, you need to know everything about it. And that's like part of an investment, right? Knowing, having that knowledge and that skill and knowing what to do with it. That's part of investing in yourself as well. So don't just think that investing comes in terms of financial, because it comes in many different ways. So make sure you guys are, incorporating investing in yourself in all aspects of life. Do you have anything to say about investing in yourself? What do you think? Do you feel like it's important as an artist or not? Or what you think?
I think it's probably the biggest thing like that you have to do as an artist. And like you said, like investing in yourself doesn't necessarily mean that it's always a financial situation. It could be your time. You know what I mean? Like investing your time into what you're doing, putting that time aside. Like everybody got real life stuff going on, so that's like expected as always. But it's on you to invest your time into yourself and really be able to make use of it, be productive.
Yeah, that's true. I think the time one. See, I agree with you. I think the time one is like probably the most is the most important, just because like you can always make more money. Like money comes and goes. Money's one of those things. There's a million ways to make money, whatever. But you can't ever get your time back. Right. So when you invest your time, I feel like it means more. So I agree with you there. So y'all just remember to definitely invest in yourself. All right. So we're about to get into the fun part, the juicy part. We're about to get into some wild card hot topics. So Primo, you are the guest. I'm going to let you choose first, and you can go ahead and pick a card. You don't have to pick from the top. You can pick in the middle, the last, whatever. However you want to do it. It's all up to you.
Yeah, we gonna start with the first one on my side. I like surprises. I ain't seen none of these cards. Do you believe in having a plan B? Yes, I do. 100%. 100%.
That's good.
Especially like I said, I'm a mechanic. Like that was my plan A. Before I really got into doing music, like I still love cars, but that was my love and my passion at the time. So that was my plan A for real. So I definitely believe in having a plan B, especially if it's achievable. And like we said, like investing in yourself, investing in time, and really putting forth that effort and making sure that that other plan is still something that's achievable.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Being realistic, right? Yeah. So do you feel like now that you're in a position where you're like really into your music, you're investing in yourself, and you're going a little, you're reaching goals. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. Like, do you feel like your plan A and plan B has switched, or you feel like it's still the same? It's switched.
It's definitely switched. Music's definitely been the plan A, and it's something I realized that like when I'm at work, I'm thinking about music. I'm thinking about the next show or the next interview or moving merch. Like just all that type of stuff is what I'm thinking about while I'm at work. So it's definitely switched, and I definitely feel like moving the cars to Plan B is a good decision as an artist, because it's something that like everybody needs a mechanic at some point. Yeah. So it's always going to be the money there.
I agree with you there. I think that is great to have a Plan B like that's substantial. You know what I mean? Something that's like sturdy, solid, something that's always going to be in use and need. So you'll always be able to make yourself useful. So I think that's smart. Okay. I also believe in Plan Bs myself. I feel like the plan B sometimes can be connected to Plan A in a way. Like, okay, if this is my ultimate goal, and if I can't completely, I'm not sure. I'm talking off the top. Need time to think to kind of word it the way I would like to word it. But I'll say overall, Plan Bs are important. Plan Bs are important.
I don't say, and I definitely get what you're saying. Like, for me as an artist who also loves cars, it's like, okay, well, how do I put my Plan A and my Plan B together so that I can make them both kind of happen at the same time.
Same time kind of thing, which is possible.
Oh, wow.
So it's like,
100%.
as long as we invest in ourselves. See how that all ties in, y'all? It's crazy. It all ties in. So I'm about to get started on this other wild card. I scrambled these up, so I don't know which one. Okay. If extra lives were a real thing in the real world, how would you have to earn them? So I like this because I feel like life is the most precious thing, right? So it's like, what would you have to do in the real world to be able to get an extra life? Like, what great deeds do you have to be, like a Nobel Peace Prize winner, or like, you know what I mean? You got to be like Mother Teresa level. Like, I don't know what would qualify you to be, like.
So I was gonna say, is it more like a one thing that gets you that, or can you kind of like accumulate points like a rewards card?
I don't know. I think you can I think however you come up with the plan is however it is.
Okay.
Like because
I like to think the more good deeds I get, the more points I get, and at some point I get to a point where they're like, "Hey, come redeem this for an extra life," and I'm like, "Yeah, of course." Like,
see, I like that type of system though, because you can work your way up. You know what I mean? You can work your way up.
I'm big on rewards cards, so
yeah, I gotta be a little like anytime I can type in my phone number and get 5% off. I'm gonna do it every time.
Wawa, don't let you not have one. I would straight scan mine.
You know what about Wawa though? They don't let you type in your phone number. You have to have your card.
I know.
I don't like that, because sometimes I just go on my phone. I'm just ready to, you know what I mean? Like I need a. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I just want to click it. I don't want to have to pull out my wallet and have my card. So Wawa, step y'all up.
You could put that on your wallet on your phone.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like I'm on.
Oh, so I'm old school. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
all right, Primo just put me on. All right, Wawa, we good, Wawa. All right, so we're about to get into another topic. It's on Primo to choose. Primo, you can choose from either one too.
All right.
I know you like being traditional, so I'm just gonna stick to but you can switch it up. It's all, it's all about what you want.
We're gonna completely switch it up.
All right. Oh, look, he went
on the other side.
All right, let's see.
Could you date someone with totally opposite political views than you? That's a tough one. Could I? I think it depends on how much you value like your opinion on politics. Like if it's something that you feel like you stand super strongly in, and if the other person doesn't, that could get in the way, then no. But if it's just like you just believe one thing, they believe something else, it is what it is. Like, y'all would be cool. Just, find other things in common to talk about, so y'all don't be stuck in that situation.
Or make sure that's not your common thing. Like, make sure they didn't switch. But no, I'm glad you said that, because when I thought about that was the whole point of it. Like, how much do you even care about it? Because some people could say, like, oh, this is stupid. I don't care about politics at all. Like, why would I care? But again, if you value it and it's like something that you're really into, because I saw people even recently posting, like, when they were saying that they're going to have the debates in Philly.
Right.
Or like in PA, I think, or something. People were like, who got the plug for tickets? And it's like, some people are really into that, to where like they want to go see the debate live. They want to see it live, and this is what they're into. So I'm glad that you pointed out well, maybe not so obvious, that it really just depends on how much you care. Because some people really don't care, and at this point with everything going on, a lot of people are just starting to tune out, because it's just like, or check out rather, because it's just
it's
getting messy.
Getting back to regular life.
It's getting messy. I definitely agree with you there. All right, thank you. I'm going to pick the next wild card, and I'm going to pick this one. What's the worst advice you've ever been given? Worst. What's the worst one?
That's a good question.
It is.
I like to pride myself on not knowing too many people who give out bad advice.
That's a good thing to pride yourself on as well.
I think the most recent thing I could think of was something I heard at work. I was having a little bit of difficulty with a job that I was doing, and my coworker that worked next to me, he was like, "Yeah, bro, don't worry about it. If you break the first one, just get another one. I break them all the time." So in my head, I'm like, "All right, these are slightly expendable. I'm allowed to make mistakes." So when I said something to my boss, I said, "Hey, listen, I tried to get this piece out and didn't want to, come out smoothly. I kind of broke it a little bit." Yeah. He was like, he made a face like, "Ah, man, we got to pay for the out of pocket." So I was like, "Yeah, don't worry. So-and-so told me you do that all the time." He was like, "That don't mean you should break it."
Oh, yeah, that was bad advice.
I was like, in my defense, I didn't attempt to break it. It kind of, the way things go.
Yeah. But that is terrible advice. I feel like bad advice is going to be given to people who kind of just like don't know what they're doing. Maybe.
100%.
Yeah, so he probably just really
it's like because you easily like manipulate it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can easily be manipulated when you don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
you're just
that's
like, okay, well, so and so been doing this for so many years. They know what they talking about. But the whole time it's like, no, you just don't have that tenure to do that, bro.
Facts, no facts. And maybe I do. Maybe I should be.
That's what I tell people. Like, I'm like, listen, I might come to work late, but you ain't been here as long as me.
And who's working the hardest? That's what it's about. Who's working the hardest, right? That's what it comes down to. I feel like I can't think of the worst advice I feel like I've gotten bad advice over time. I remember one time I feel like the worst advice that I've gotten probably in the past is like people like sometimes people can't see your dream, your goal, right? They can't see it. They can't even like imagine it being anywhere near possible. And so for them, not even for you, just for them alone, they can't even see themselves doing it. So they might discourage you from pursuing whatever, that you want to pursue because they feel like, oh, I can't, it's impossible. But they don't see the same things as you. They may not have the same worth ethic as you. So anyone who's ever told me to just like be realistic or like, or just kind of like dumb down my dream, I say that was probably the worst advice I've ever received, just because it's just like, just because you can't like project your fears on me and pray that I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, well, if you can't do it, I can't either. Cause it's never going to happen. Like ever.
And I think when you work like in, the type of spaces that we do, you don't really understand it unless you're in it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we get it cause we do it. We do it day in and day out. Yes. There's a lot of work ethic and time and, effort that goes into, making music or making beats or doing podcasts and being consistent with everything. Yes. So it's like if the other person has never been in that position to have to like put their 100% into something that they fully believe in, they're never going to understand like where you're coming from.
That's so true. That's so true. That is, I can't even. I wish I could press the applause button because it's. We'll put it in because that was like amazing.
Being an artist, I've gotten the you got to be realistic, and it's like, well, realistically, what are you saying I can't do?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, why do you think I can't do this just because you can't?
Exactly.
Like, I just don't get it. You guys, if you're out there and you guys have friends who are like artists or entrepreneurs, which I feel like artists are entrepreneurs, but just artists of all sorts, entrepreneurs of all sorts, make sure you're supportive. Make sure you're being careful in the words, the way that you choose to say things to certain people. Because even when like constructive criticism, right? This was something I was thinking about. I forget what I don't know if I was like working on a song or something. Like I was doing something and constructive criticism kept coming up and I was like, And I was like, constructive criticism only matters when it's constructive. I mean, criticism only matters when it's constructive. Right. So like sometimes people give you advice or they'll say things to you and they mean for it to be constructive criticism, but it may not come out that way. So I think then you have to go back to like the point of like, oh, well, what is this person's intention?
Right.
And like, have they ever supported me before, or do they normally like throw shade at me, or you know what I mean, something like that. So it's like, I think that we also have to be careful the way we speak to people and like how we word things, because sometimes like your intention might not be. You know what I mean? Your intention might be pure, babe, because coming out crazy. It might not be heard or seen. And then by the time it comes out, it's just like, well, we don't care. Like, you already hurt our feelings. So that sort of thing. So I think it's important for us to be careful the way we're encouraging or discouraging.
Also, I'm very, like, push your friends, encourage your friends.
Yeah.
Like, one of my best friends I talk to a couple times a week. And every time we talk about music and, he's always like, like you're really one of the best in the city. Like, you're going to do it, bro. Like, yeah, we talk about everything that's going on, and he's just like, like, you got this. Like, you just got to keep working and just keep pushing yourself. So keep pushing and encouraging your friends as artists, man. Or artists, like I said, entrepreneurs, they selling something, like whatever. Like, just push your friends and encourage them. You know what I'm saying? Because like that really does mean the world does.
It does, because like the simple fact that like, that's a real friend, someone who's like encouraging you like that, because a lot of times you don't always get that. Like I don't have a whole bunch of girlfriends the way I used to have, and part of the reason is because a lot of times you'll hit your girlfriend up like, yeah, girl, I'm having a show, or I'm doing a show. Either I'm throwing a show or I'm having a show, whatever, or I'm performing at a show, whatever. Pop out. Either way, it's gonna be a bar there. Either way, it's going to be a dance floor there. Either way, it's going to be people there. Pop out. Won't pop out, but will hit me. What you doing Friday? Let's go to the bar.
Right.
For what? Where we going? We're going where? For what? I just was performing at a bar.
Go to the bar.
Right. Literally. And it was pink drinks there. And you didn't come. Like, it's like, no, let me start thinking the person before they start feeling attacked. But no, for real, that's literally how it is. They will neglect what you're doing, even though it's the same environment, same everything. Actually, guess what? It's safer because there's a bunch of creatives in here. Mm-hmm. Like, it's literally safer. It's literally the best time ever. And you want me to go do this. And this is why we can't maintain a friendship. Like, really, that's how it goes. So hold on to your friends that actually do those types of things for you, because that's refreshing to even hear. Yeah. Like, it's not something that you hear often. Most people will be like, yeah, I can't even get my friend to share my post. You know what I mean? Something like that. So keep those friends close. All right. Would you like to pick the next card?
Let's go. What we got? What is your idea of perfect misery?
Yeah.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Perfect misery. So perfect happiness, perfect misery, right? To be perfect misery, I would say it would be something like if you're, how can I explain this? Perfect misery. If you're, let's say you're so close to something and it's right there, but you can't reach it. Almost like, this is very simple. Let's say you're in CVS and you know how they have certain things locked away, like whatever. You're close to it, but you can't get to it. What would be your idea? Like, what is something perfect? Not to say it's a good thing, but just what is your idea of perfect misery? Like something that's so close you can reach it, or so close you can taste it, but you can't quite because you got to get through this hurdle or something like that.
Believe it or not, it's putting a car together.
Put a car together?
And then it not running.
Yeah, that's perfect misery.
It sounds crazy, but like it's like you put in all that work, you get mad, excited, and then you turn the key and nothing happens.
I can't even imagine.
And you just sitting there.
That's crazy. That's
perfect misery.
Has that happened? How many times did that happen?
Well, fortunately, I've never changed stuff on my car and then it not worked. Oh. But I know plenty of people who, put cars together, do cool stuff. And, some days it's like, yo, I got the car here. And then some days it's like, yo, that joint kind of blew up last night.
Yo, that blew up. Oh, my God.
I went to school when I went to trade school for automotive. And I had made like some really good friends there, like while I was there. And one of my good friends, he had a really nice car, put a lot of money into it, built it, and it was just like that. It was like all that work, and then you run into those days where, you come in the next day and you got to tell your friends like, yo, where's the race car? Oh yeah, it's kind of not running right now.
It's kind of not running. It's down right now. That's crazy. I can't see. That's like one of those things that's definitely a risky type of thing. Like there's certain ones because
I tell people all the time, 'cause they're like, oh, I want to do this in my car. And I'm like, if you do it, you gotta understand the consequences that come with it.
People don't realize, because it's just like with car, I'm just still stuck on the fact of like all those hours. Because you ever see like people, like you might have like a neighbor or something who's working on their car for like several months and they finally get it going and then it works.
Matter of fact,
but then it doesn't.
Chick-fil-A with the Accord. So I had a 07 Honda Accord prior to this. It was manual. So like in the manual, you got to press the clutch in to start it. My car at one point wasn't automatic in the past. So it would just start, which I always thought was cool. So the one day I was doing DoorDash, pulled up to Chick-fil-A, picked up some my food. I get out the car, it won't crank. So I'm like, yo, I don't understand what's going on. I text DoorDash. I'm like, listen, because somebody else can get it. They like, nah, you just got to cancel that, John. But they like, I ain't get penalized, so like I got free food for the night. But, you know, my manager came pick me up. And then it was at Chick-fil-A for 3 days. Took it apart like 3 times. I put a whole starter in it. I had it towed all the way back up to my job, only for my coworker to go underneath and be like, yo, these wires are disconnected.
What? Oh, my God.
Touch the wires and it started right up.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
It could be something just that small.
That small.
That would drive me crazy.
And it's like you don't think about it because you overthinking everything else that it could be.
Right. That's like true with life too. Like that's like a perfect analogy of life. Yep. Sometimes you're overthinking every other thing, and like the thing that you're
don't be that crazy.
Man, that's a crazy analogy. You might have to write it from mechanics to life type of book where you know what I mean, giving the life lessons, but giving from a mechanic style.
I feel like I learned a lot about life through cars.
Listen, I think you should connect them. Honestly, I mean, you do have this song. What's this song?
Cooper Sedan.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
But I feel like that, you know, just the title wise. But I feel like maybe you should find out how to connect that, because I don't know. That spoke to me as a life lesson right there. I was like, okay, preach, Primo. Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get into this next wild card. Okay, if you had a family business and your child wanted nothing to do with your family business, would you force them into it or let them do their own thing? Yeah, for me, when I had this question, I kind of was like, well, I feel like I want to incorporate certain things about what I see what I'm doing and what I see my kids doing, like in their life now, to kind of test to see if they were interested in it. You know, my kids are still a little younger. So, yeah. I mean, but I feel like, and when they get, like, as they get into teenage years and stuff like that, I would try to like bring them around more and see if there was something they were into, but I don't feel like I would force it. But I know other people that I have, like, that I'm friends with, rather, that I've been friends with in the past, who their families have forced them to like go to school for this particular thing so they can work in their family business, and they really didn't want to, and they ended up doing a whole nother thing by the time they got into their 30s. Like, it was just, okay, I did this to make you happy, I can't do it anymore, I'm going back to school to do this, that, and the third. So how do you feel about that?
I agree. Like, having a son on the way, like, people always ask me, like, you know, would you let your son rap? And I'm like, honestly, like, I think for me, the biggest thing is I would like for him to learn how to work on cars so that he always has that plan B behind him. But I don't want him to also feel like I got to be a mechanic and go work for Toyota because my dad did it, or I got to be a rapper because my dad was one, or I got to do this because my dad did it. And I think when you force kids into doing things they don't want to do, they form a sense of like resentment towards you, because it's kind of like you took certain things away from them that might have made them happy in life. Like I've always said that you got to let kids kind of grow into things.
That's
like,
true.
I made my first song with my dad when I was 11, but after that, like, I didn't really want to do it. I had to come back and grow into wanting to do music.
I understand. Yeah, I feel that, because it's got to be something you are passionate about, something you're like excited about, something you want to do. Yeah, I feel that too. I feel like with you being like, you give an example, I feel like when you're saying you hope that your son, you hand down the mechanic thing to your son so that way he has a plan B if he wanted to do music. But I feel like that was something like, because you're so into it and like you were just drawing you were just like giving like life lessons paralleling from cars. I feel like that sort of thing, if you were to like have that parenting style, your kid would probably want to be a mechanic, girl or
Yeah.
boy. Just be like, yeah, my dad be doing like, he be fixing the car, he be doing this with the car, and he be rapping. I'm trying to do that too, because like your kid, I'm sorry. Your kid is going to follow what you're doing. Your kid's gonna think you're the coolest. Your kids always think you're so cool.
Yeah.
Like that's automatic. Kids think you're cool, and then if they like see what you're doing and they think what you're doing is cool, they're gonna do nothing but nothing. They're gonna want to do nothing but that. So
I think that comes with like getting them involved. But I also think like as a kid, when you see your parents do certain things, you start to realize, oh, that's possible.
Yeah,
Like they did it. Why can't I do it?
that's a fact.
My manager / my dad was a rapper.
Yeah,
And he did a lot. So like seeing that is like, well, what's stopping me from doing it?
exactly.
Especially if he's right there next to me with everything that he's already done. Like, what can't I do? I saw him do it, so I know for a fact that it's possible.
It can be done. And it's so important too, like just to know how blessed you are to have like a parent who actually is like helping you and investing in you, because like your parent is your person who loves you unconditionally.
Especially a black dad.
Especially a black dad, right? Like especially a black dad. That's so true. Excellent representation, right? But just like for the simple fact of like every artist like who has the backing and support of their parents, most of the time they make it just a little bit further. They do just a little bit more. They're granted just a little bit more opportunities because they have someone with their best interest at heart. Unquestionable, right? Their best interest at heart going to bat for them as they're going to bat for themselves. So it's like a dream team, unstoppable sort of thing. Like if you even look at like even some of the kids or the younger rappers who are coming up or artists or whatever, like when their parents are putting 100% into them, like I don't know if you look at Tiny Harris. I love that little girl. Yeah. She is so like. Her parents are making her do the voice lessons. She's laying backwards, upside down, singing these notes. But that type of training and that type of tough love from your parent is what's gonna take her to the next level. Right. It already helps that her parents are who they are, but just when you are an artist and you have that type of support from your parent, you are truly, truly blessed. And just don't take that for granted. That's all I want to say.
I was saying like no matter how much we argue, like I never question why, like he does the things that he does or why he makes certain things happen, because I know it's for the betterment of what we doing.
Right. And you can trust that. And that's the good thing. Like at least you know that he wants to see you win. So I think we
had a whole debate about this like 2 weeks ago. About people's opinions and critics, and I was like, yo, like you gotta understand, like I don't trust a lot of people out here, so when it comes to you and Jazz, like y'all are the people like in this business that I trust to guide me, so anything y'all say I automatically hold like with more weight than somebody else kind of like mentioning it to me.
Right. And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as you keep that type of mindset, because I feel like you're going to go far for sure. Like you got the right people around you. That's what it comes down to, and just having the right team. You guys all see the vision and you're all working towards the vision. Yeah. Unstoppable.
You an artist, get a team. Get a team, man.
Yes.
He said.
Get the right team too. That. Don't just be like picking up randos. Or just be like, this is what we're going to do. Like, don't just like
get people that know what they doing. Get people that have a real like interest and are like actual fans of you and what you do. And get people who work more than anything. Like you need a team of people who got, a good work ethic.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into a few more wild card subjects. We're going to get into pick and struggle. So you guys stay locked in, because once you locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Pink Lee from the Ranting Raving Podcast, and today we have a Ranting Raving review to blow your mind. We are talking about the must-try meal from none other than Chef Shiz. You might have seen him on Fox 29, interviewed by Mike Greenrich, where he dropped that Alfredo is his specialty, and after seeing those clips, we knew we had to try it. So we ordered the salmon Alfredo and the shrimp Alfredo, and let me tell you something, we were not disappointed. Let's take a look at that shrimp. Just look at the texture, that perfect sear. Each piece was juicy, seasoned to perfection, and bursting with flavor. The sauce, thick, creamy, but not overwhelming. Super flavorful, and the fresh spinach added a nice, healthy touch. Now the salmon, same story. Juicy, seasoned beautifully, super fresh. Both dishes had us hooked. Oh, and the packaging? Sturdy enough just to handle that delivery. No spills, straight up deliciousness, and the comfort of your home. So you mean to tell me you haven't tried Chef Shiz yet? What are you waiting for? Tap in with him today. The Alfredo, amazing. And that leads me to believe that everything on the menu is top notch. Make sure you guys tap into Chef Shiz. Ranting Raving Reviews has to give it a 10 out of 10. All right, welcome back to the Ranting Raving Pod. I got PRIMETIMEXPRIMO with me. We are here chilling, having a good conversation. Off cam, we were just talking about like cars and music, right? Because before, earlier in the episode, we were trying to connect that, and we were talking about PRIMETIMEXPRIMO doing a crazy, combination show with the cars. But then we got to thinking about talking about, and Prime was actually filling us in on what it's kind of like in Philadelphia with like the racing and like the bad connotation it has with it. So can you break that down for us just so we all know, kind of like what we were talking about off cam? Yeah, I feel like that was beneficial knowledge.
Like I was saying, like it's hard nowadays with everything going on, with people doing burnouts in the middle of intersections, and you see people holding up like highways to do burnouts and stuff like that, and people don't realize is for the guys like us that would love to just pull up at the parking lot and park and chill, be able to conversate, look at people's cars, like that takeover culture makes it very, very, very hard for us to be able to do peaceful events. Because now all cars get that same association. Or they're going to come here and be loud. They're going to come here and mess up the parking lot. And like I said, it sucks. Like for something that we did peacefully a couple years ago to just kind of see it go away and not be as accepted anymore. Like, sad. It hurts me like as a car fan because that's something that I like thoroughly enjoyed when I was younger. So
right, we gotta make some changes, Philly, because if we want some cool things to happen with cars, if we want to be able to enjoy, like there's so many people who are into cars who would literally enjoy like the things that you said. We got to get it together in terms of just like organizing peacefully and friendly, amicably, just like everybody, just you know what I mean, and try to get together so we can have some fun. Because one thing that can be done, we can make it also a very productive thing, in terms of in the city, like getting some eyes on some people, because it's not something that really anyone has done, like, in that kind of way that we were talking about off cam. So I feel like you got some things. So you guys look out for Primo, because I'm telling y'all, he got some things working. He's going to be working on it. So make sure you guys stay tuned in. But he is going to pick the next wild card, because I told you we got a couple more left.
All right, let's go.
All right.
We got, what's something about adult life that has changed since you were a child? I spend a lot more money and not on things I like. It's cool when you're 13, you get your little $100, you go get a pair of sneakers. Nowadays, I get $100 and I'm like, dang, what bill am I gonna put this towards? It ain't gonna be no sneakers.
Yeah, no, really. And the $100 doesn't even mean as much anymore.
It don't mean nothing.
Yeah, that's what I had in mind too. The price. I was just thinking the price of living in general, just everything, the cost of living in general.
Dollar menus don't exist anymore.
Yeah, nothing is $1 anymore.
I didn't realize that they really brainwashed us with the 4 for $4.
Wait, why?
Because if you ever noticed, it was the 4 for $4. You got 4 things for $4, and it was the 4 for $4 44. That don't exist no more. It's $5 biggie bags. And you know what's crazy?
I even what these.
You get 4 items.
Oh, so they just up to see?
It's crazy. It's
they
crazy.
said that. I was watching something. And I don't want to. I'm not gonna get too much into it because I really didn't research it. I just kind of watched it. It was on a news clip, and basically one of the presidential candidates is promising, I forget which one, promising that trying to pass this bill or trying to pass this law. They've wrote up the bill, and it's pretty much food store, all these stores, any food companies, whatever, they can't just putting a limit on what they can charge us for everything. Because what they realize is they've been making everything smaller, but the price is bigger. More. Right. So it's wait, this is a couple ounces lighter, but I'm getting charged $2 more. Right. And so that's just ridiculous. That's crazy to me. When you really start to see it, when you see the side by sides or people who do the videos about it, it gets crazy. So that is one thing I would say, though, probably the main thing. When I was growing up, things were it was just very simple.
You could go to the store with $3 and put a meal together.
Yeah,
Now,
like that sort of
$3 might get you a sandwich, and you probably gotta go find your water, bro.
Yeah, like
they ain't giving it to
literally.
you. I don't think they do. I don't know if they do water cups no more. Got a luck.
No, because you know what? I have I'm an ice person. Like I love ice. I'm always like ice. I love ice.
You're
and
not giving out free ice.
no, when I go up, well, I'm always willing to pay. Like I'll pay for a cup of ice because I want it that bad. However, right? I know it sounds crazy. Shout out to all my girls with anemia. y'all know what it is. But yeah, when you guys try to charge me like $4.53 for a cup of ice, like I can't do that.
Yeah,
like
I
can't do it. Like, or the $2.53, anything more than $1 for like a cup of ice is just ridiculous because it's not even the ice I prefer.
I feel like charging me for a cup that's smaller than your smallest cup so I could get some water is like a very disrespectful way of saying drink your spit. That's
basically
that's what I hear.
Yeah, that's all I could get from that. Like, because you want me to, because you can't expect me to pay for this. This is crazy.
Yeah. I might argue you if you try to charge me for a cup of water.
Yeah,
I'm arguing that down.
And if you peep, when they give you the water, they don't put ice in it.
Right.
They just give you water.
Yeah, no. I want exactly what I came here for. I want a free cup of water. If I don't get it, bro, bring your manager outside, bro.
I want a free cup of water, free lemons, free sugar, and a spoon.
Listen, you feel me? Get it shaking.
Like that. It'd be like that. Yo, it really be people like that. We did it.
If you think about it, look at how much they upcharge on the lemonade. Bro.
Oh yeah.
Just give me the materials.
Give me the supplies.
Let me build. You overcharging me for the sandwich as is.
Yo, now they gonna be like, well, you want to come back here and just like hook us up with some fruit punch too? Like you making them.
Me?
Listen, I'm about to get into the second wild card here. Wait, okay. What's the most outrageous thing you've done for love? Right? And for this one too, like at first I think it was supposed to be like romantic, right? But then I started thinking about it in other ways. Like there's so many different, like you have love for your family, you have platonic, if you love your friends. So like it could go anything. And so for me, it was like having a C-section, I think. Like there was nothing in the world like having a C-section. And I did. And I feel like that was probably the craziest things I did for love. Yeah. I had to learn how to walk again. Like that was crazy. Like, yeah.
What's the craziest thing? It's gonna sound wild. I think the craziest thing I ever did for love, I sold my Honda Civic.
Wow.
I haven't felt the same since.
Things were never the same.
I felt like for the first time in my life, I had my dream car.
Wow.
And then it was, this car kind of small. We need something bigger. So I got in the court. And then she bought a brand new car. And I thought to myself, you risked my happiness to buy a brand new car later? That's wild. And we're not even together no more. So it's like, I can't get the Civic back.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I feel like if I could go back and change the hands of time, that's the one thing I would change.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's a hurt piece. Because I know how people, when they love a car, like if you care that much about a car, then you gonna risk it all for that car.
Yo, I went to Jazz one time and I was like, yo. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, I just feel like I'm just like missing that car in my life. I was like, that's like my biggest problem.
He's like, that's it? She probably looking like you like, that's it?
Like the most people is not that serious, but it's like when I walk outside and I look at my car, it's just like, it's just a car, man. It
ain't there no more.
Don't feel the same.
Oh. Well, hopefully, I don't know if you want to like get another one. I don't know, but it's not gonna be the same because it's not the same one.
Lie. At some point, I do plan on buying another 90s Civic. Yeah, like that's probably my favorite car I've ever owned.
And then like once you get to a certain level, like that you're working, you're working. So once you get to a certain level, you'll be able to have them in every color if you want. You know what I mean? You could get like a little garage that's like only for those.
People always say like, yo, if you were rich, what kind of car would you buy? And I always say like some like super common car, and they be like, yeah, but you wouldn't get a Hellcat. And I'm like, that's not exciting, bro. I seen it. I saw it yesterday. I seen it this morning. I'm going to see it tonight. I'm going to see three of the same Jones tonight. They all going to be the same color with the same underglow kit and probably the same wheels.
So because you work on them, right?
Not even that I work on them. It's just like, I don't know. Like, it was cool when you didn't see them all the time. That's how I feel about Bentleys. I feel like once I saw Bentleys in the hood, I was like, this don't feel the same.
Right.
Something about that exclusivity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel that. That makes a lot of sense. All right, we're about to get into the next topic. Well, the next segment, rather. Pick a struggle. So, pick a struggle is something we implemented. I was like maybe 3-4 episodes ago or something like that. And it's basically like this or that, but it's like a crazy this or that. Okay. So, before we get into this game, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to really get into your mode because yeah, it's just like that. It's only two. It's nothing crazy. It's not only two because I don't want to like burn your brain out. You know what I mean? By trying to think I was crazy.
I'm ready. Listen, life been life, and man, can't nothing beat me at this point.
All right. Look, I'm gonna let you go first. Then go ahead.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Would you rather be wealthy but nobody loves you, or poor and everybody loves you? That's so hard. Because it's like, you love me, but I'm struggling. And it's like, I don't know, like,
how much do you love me if I'm struggling?
Like, yo, I'm really out here, like, I don't have much. I understand I got y'all love, but that's not really paying for nothing right now.
I'm poor.
I'm poor. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like if I'm wealthy, like that just, I feel like money fixes a lot more immediate issues than love do. I love the love, don't get me wrong. But when them bills is late, you loving me is not getting me back on track.
You got a point, but I mean, I feel you. I'm trying to think. That's a scenario in itself. It's like, that's interesting. I don't know. I feel like for me, I might have. I don't know. I don't know. I might have to agree. I don't know though, because it's like we can't have one person who loves us in this scenario. I think the scenario is what it is, but I would try to incorporate. Like, can I get like a 5-piece? Of people that we like, that that my love piece, my 5-piece, and still have the money and still have the wealth, or
honest, I feel like people who love you can one day not love you. You know what doesn't not love you anymore? Cars. There's so many cars you can have when you're lonely, because now you don't have people to be responsible for. If you want to buy that car with one seat in it, you can do that.
Yeah,
because nobody's going to judge you.
But I feel like I would be lonely. Like, who am I going to talk to, and who's going to talk to me? Who am I going to listen to? Who's like...
Keep it to being yourself. You gonna have,
I don't need a lot of people. I need 4 people for sure in my life.
Me, myself, and I. That's all I got in the end.
I mean, I get that, but it's not the end yet. So I want my 4. Like,
from now on, I'm gonna be my own best friend.
No, I need. If I gotta bring it down to it, I need my kids. I need my man. I need my mom. Like, I need contact with those people on, like, at least those. Everyone else I could probably, and my dad too. Everyone else I could probably.
But see, that's when it get hard, because then it's like, now you looking at your T-Mobile Fave 5, and it's like, they not there.
No, I need my Fave 5. My T-Mobile Fave 5.
Cars still love you, but they don't fix it. You don't fix your trauma or your emotional problems either.
Dang. So I don't know. Y'all let us know in the comments. Would you rather? Yeah, because I'm confused.
That's a tough one.
Would you rather be poor or wealthy with no one to love you, or would you rather be poor, everybody loves you?
I love my folks, but I don't love being poor, and that's the biggest dilemma in life.
Look, do you know who Damon Darling is?
I don't, but I feel like I need to go home and look it up. And
he's so funny. Like. He's like just like a comedian, but he always asks people. He's like, you got $1? Like, he'll say, you got $1, and then they'll be like, no, and he'll be like, he'll pull out a stack of ones. He'll be like, here, and they'll be like, what is that for? He'll be like, well, you didn't have $1. I thought you were poor. Like, he's saying it like that. You're like, I thought you were poor.
I'm not gonna lie. If you giving out money, you can think I'm poor all day, yo. If you think I need it, I probably do.
Right? Just
don't hesitate to give.
Listen, when
you give, you receive, not from me, but in other ways.
But when you're trying to invest in yourself, every dollar counts. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, send it.
That's why I be telling people I don't like asking to borrow money. I'd rather ask you to get me money.
Yeah,
I don't want the responsibility of I gotta pay it back, because then if I don't got it later.
Yeah, I feel like before I do that, I'll be like, hey, I'll just try to like put, like, we had a topic on here before, right? This was like a long time ago, like early Ranting Raving, and it was pretty much like, if you had to if you had to come up with like, it was like an obscene amount of money. It was like $10 million, something crazy, like whatever. And like 2 weeks though. It was like, what would you do? And everybody was like, yeah, like I'm starting off robbing banks. I'm doing this. And I was like, well, I'm going to just try to push my drinks first. I'm going to push the music. I'm going to push everything I possibly can first. So I feel like before I like straight up maybe like maybe I'll try to like push a drink or something first and try to finesse it like, yeah, you want to come pick up this half gallon tonight? No.
Right now,
hey, let me, something.
Nah, I feel like as an artist, like if you gonna rob the bank, wear a ski mask, but you gotta walk past like people and be like, yo, pass out your cards and be like, yo, check out my man music, and then get on up out of there.
Yo, not check out my man music.
You don't want them to know you handing out your own cards during the bank robbery. They're gonna trace that right back. That's why you gotta be like, yo, check out my man stuff. Or you gotta be like, yo, I found these stack of cards. I might have scanned the QR code. Bull, kind of nice. I think you should try that. Y'all be safe and don't move though.
Y'all be safe and don't move though. It's crazy. You feel me? Listen, let us know in the comments because we got it for y'all. So we're gonna get into our last pick a struggle. This pick a struggle, I'm gonna pick the struggle, I guess. I don't know. Let's see.
Let's pick struggle, man.
Would you rather be in jail for selling drugs or out on the street hooked on drugs, and why?
Oh, be in jail for selling drugs, easy. I refuse to be a fiend.
Okay, I feel like that's a strong viewpoint, right? And while that's solid, I feel like if you like are hooked on drugs and then you get clean, there's nothing about jail time or anything. So you're kind of like, you can start for a good life. You can start fresh. But what if you like go to jail for like 10 years and then now you can't do anything in life because you've been in jail for so long? All right, what if you're like institutionalized and you can't like function?
As a young man with morals, you're 100% right. You should completely, that's going to sound wild. You should be hooked on drugs and then get clean. And then work on yourself. But then
I get what you're saying, but it does sound crazy.
It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but you see the vision though.
I do.
I feel like, you know, like when you come from this city, you know, you be around guys like that. It's like, you know, 10-year bid get you a lot of respect out here.
Yeah, it does.
You solid, you hold it down, you hold your own, you don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You come home. I mean, you might be back in the same situation that got you there, but yeah, you know, at least you got respect.
I feel like, but then it comes down to, would you rather have respect or a life of like habitually going in and out of jail? I don't know. Then it goes to, it's like so many things to think about. Cause I do feel what you're saying, because no one's going to respect a fiend over like a person who like stood tall.
Well,
right?
Except for the people who didn't know you was a fiend and they met you as a brand new person.
Especially for those, but most people who used to be like really fiend out, they're gonna talk about it because it's a part of their recovery. You know what I mean? So it's a part of like being able to say like, yes, I used to have a problem with this. It's just like a part of the recovery. So I feel like they might not be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you might not know offhand.
Yeah,
but
it's not gonna be as much of a secret as people think it would be.
Yeah,
like people do openly talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially because nowadays I feel like it's such a relatable thing because there's so many people who almost get caught up in that situation. Mm-hmm. Like the Papa and Let It Flow Through Your Body. Hey, that was such a cool song, right? So everybody's now literally hooked, you know, like it was cool till we was bopping, and now we like this, like there's like, I had a really good friend for 17 years and no longer friends due to pills, like couldn't wake up in the morning without them type of thing, like couldn't function, and it ended our friendship. And it was like, it started off just like oh yeah, girl, I'm just partying. I'm just at the party, you know, and then like it ends up being like a everyday thing, a habit
until it becomes a cycle.
Yeah, but I feel like in today's society, that's so normal. Like there's so many people, like everyone has a friend who they be like, oh yeah, well they do that extracurricular stuff. Mm-hmm. Like they don't just like smoke trees. They do extracurricular stuff. Like you always, or even if it's not your friend, you know of a person who knows of a person. I feel like maybe it wasn't always so common. I feel like and maybe I'm wrong about this. I just feel like that back in the day, or like just years before now, it was kind of like a final separation. It was either like you did it or you didn't. Right. But now it's like there's so many people who dabble in so many different things because there's so many different things to dabble in and out of. So I feel like that's where the problem lies. Like you could be like Quilly. Quilly was
Perfect
just like
example.
Quilly was bad, right? And then now he's
Perfect
like
example.
clean and he's good and everything. But it wasn't like he had this whole like 20-year like crack addiction. It was just like he had
Right.
a little trouble with pills because he was partying too much, and now he cleaned up. He's good now. But that's how easy it is in today's times to get hooked on a substance because it's like so lighthearted. Oh, just take Molly. Just take
You meet
this.
so many people that's doing it too. It's almost like
Yeah.
you think it's cool.
Yeah, you think it's okay. Like it's not a big deal. Like we just at the party only like in the 80s, only on the weekends turned into crack addicts. People used to say, yeah, only on the weekends. And then they ended up being a crack addict. So I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just comparing because like now the only on the weekend thing, it still applies. Like you still can be like a crack fiend to other things. So
I was gonna say we had this conversation yesterday, me and my team, where it was like, you know, your mom always say like, if your friends jump off a bridge, you gonna jump too. And it's like, I mean, if everybody landing on their feet, yeah. But the problem be sometimes,
yo, that's a crazy response.
but sometimes the problem be like you see them land, but you don't see where they end up at. So you thinking, oh, well, they land on their feet, I'll be cool, but you didn't see the part where they took a step forward and they start going down that slippery slope.
That's true. That's so true.
Now you standing there on your feet, you feel weird because you don't know where, you don't see where everybody else went wrong, but you don't realize you on that same path.
That's so true.
Because you thought it was cool before they made it seem like it wasn't.
Yep.
So.
And that's a key piece of advice and thinking for yourself. Like that's because most of the time you don't hear that response. So I feel like that caught me off guard. I was like, wait, that's some real ish. I like
you know
that.
how people be. Like, you trust your friends. If your friends is cool, you feel like they not gonna lead you down the wrong path, then it's like, well, yeah, I'm jumping with them because I know. I'm saying they like me.
We're
they
like-minded.
They not jumping off the ledge and there's nothing down there to catch you.
Yeah. I don't know. I like that though. It's not like what I would necessarily think of first, but I like it and I respect that. It's something different. Y'all tap into that. But let us know in the comments. Would you guys rather be in jail for being a dealer, or would you rather be on the streets hooked on it? Let us know, because I think it's an interesting question. I want to know what you guys think.
Be the dealing or get dealt.
Yeah, and that's what I like that. Okay, simply put. All right, we are gonna wrap it up. Prime time. It was so good having you. I'm gonna have you back. You're always welcome back. This is such a great pod.
I had a great time, honestly.
Thank you. Would you like to leave the people with anything? I know you definitely do. Got a lot going on, so let them know like what they can look forward to from Prime Time Primo.
If by the time y'all hear this, it already happened. I'm sorry. If you know what I'm saying, it's before that. Philly got bars coming up. I'm saying I'm one of the final contestants. I'm super excited for that.
That's lit.
We got the Chi Show 1 year anniversary. That's actually tomorrow night. And other than that, yeah, just don't call me on Mondays.
Don't call them on Mondays, y'all. It's gonna be a problem. And what'd you say about Tuesdays the other day? Some of the video I was cracking up. It was something like, I don't know if you were like, y'all can call me now, it's Tuesday or something. I was dead. I said, yo.
Yeah, man. Tuesday, the line's open.
Okay, Tuesday, the line's open.
Tuesday, the line's open.
But Monday, don't do that. Don't do that. Thanks so much for coming out. Make sure you guys are following Primetime Primo. Let them know where to follow you at.
It's Primetime X Primo. Don't forget the X, man. That's everywhere. All social media platforms, all music platforms. You Google me, you find me 10 times out of 10. I bet my bank account on it.
All right, so you heard it here first. You know where to find him. And make sure you guys are following Stereotype Radio on Instagram. Make sure you're following the Ranting Raving Podcast on Instagram, Hi Pinkly on Instagram, and make sure you're subscribed to Stereotype Radio on YouTube, because we've got the clips coming. We've got new episodes dropping all the time. Make sure you're subscribed on Spotify, all the audios, because, you know, when you're driving in the car, you may not be able to look at YouTube, but you can definitely listen on Amazon Music or Spotify or any of those cool places. So make sure you guys are tapped in and just staying locked in with us, because you already know once you locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll see y'all next week.